This is 2 days after your son was just grabbed out of the Mendocino County Jail just before he was going to deliver a statement that was to be put on the record of all that had gone amiss in terms of the proceedings that rendered it so unfair. And now you are on your way to Texas to assist him as best you can. What do you want to tell the folks of Texas? What do you want to tell the people who have been piling up in support of your plight as parents of this kid who needs his medicine?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all of the support. Thank you for all of the letters, all of the phone calls, all of the donations, all of the hugs and kisses,
Yeah,
all of it.
last year the newspaper in Brownwood made it a point to let everyone know that the only supporters that he had were us. The media showed up like mad, but the only two in Chris's defense that would show up every time were her and I. And so they wanted to make it look like he had no support, that he was not a medical patient.
Tell me what's happening and what you expect to confront when you return to Texas and what you hope to do about it.
What we've seen in the newspapers already.
Pretty hateful.
Confront much of the same that we confronted last year. A lot of lies being told by the sheriff, Bobby Grubbs, and the district attorney, Michael Murray. They paint my son out to be some type of terrorist because he moved from Texas to California to better his health and better his life. And they make up lies and stories in the newspaper and the media. Bobby Grubbs says he doesn't believe in the Constitution. That's just false. Michael Murray says he doesn't believe he has to follow local, state, or federal laws. That's not correct either.
There was plenty to, dispute. There's, obviously an issue with them not recognizing a medical patient from California. I think it's a violation of the Constitution. I mean, full faith and credit should be applied. Each and every state has to, give full faith and credit to the other state's laws, whether it's a law or not. And, the state, of the alleged crime, they still need to recognize that I am a legitimate medical patient with no more than my personal medical needs. The amount of medicine that I had, my prescription or recommendation recommended 5 grams a day, and the amount that I had would have been, I had a total of 21 grams. I had 14 grams of the cannabis concentrate, and I had 7 grams of cannabis, equaling 21 grams. Would have been a 5 days or 4 day supply. That. About the charges, it's seemingly ridiculous that they're trying to charge me with manufacturing and delivering, saying that I'm trying to deliver it to somebody else with such a small amount. It's a personal amount. I mean, it's...
What attempts did Chris make while he was in Mendocino County, living free, to contact the authorities in Texas and try to come to some kind of agreement about his condition?
He made many attempts to Special Prosecutor Rudy Taylor, who is his court-appointed liaison. That was assigned to him through Judge Stephen Ellis, assigned this man to work as the liaison because Christopher's not a lawyer. He doesn't know anything really about the law other than what's been provided, to him there in the jail and his request to to have that information, and he's been able to read that, but he doesn't know how to approach the court or what motions to file.
But did he have conversations with this man? Did the man return his calls?
No, the man never returned his calls.
So the liaison person appointed by the court was not performing that task at all?
No.
That is important. The important thing here really is that my son is a medical cannabis patient. He's a legal medical cannabis patient in California. He has been for many, many years now. And, traveling through Texas with no intention of staying in Texas and just being taken up in the middle of the night, putting our family in Texas for an extended period of time where, through that we've lost our jobs, our home, our transportation, and we, in addition to that, have had zero response or any kind of positive things coming out of Brown County judicial system to work with us on anything to get this resolved.
No.
How can people who want to support Christopher best do that?
The website address is www.free215chris.com. You can go there and get more information on ways
All
that
the
you can
ways
help.
you can donate. You can donate by PayPal. You can donate through the mail. We're in the process of getting a defense fund set up through a local bank, so you can just drop off cash if you need to.
Also, something important that people can really do to help support is to write letters, to make phone calls, to help us to bring a peaceful resolution to this situation through education and awareness.
To whom do you want these to be addressed?
To the Texas officials, Brown County officials, Sheriff
Attorney
Bobby
General.
Grubbs, District Attorney Michael Murray, Judge Stephen Ellis, Governor Rick Perry.
So plenty of ways to contact them. Show them, that you support medical cannabis.
We have reached a lawyer. We have been put in contact with the lawyer. Donald Littmanson has put us in contact with a lawyer there, that we are raising the funds to hire him on as a lawyer. He's a local lawyer there who we feel would be able to come on and really provide some support to Christopher there.
How much is the relationship with this attorney going to cost you to begin with?
Initially, he was asking for $8,000 and half of that payment up front before he'll go and visit Christopher in the jail. I did speak with him this morning and let him know that we will be getting that money over to him just as soon as possible that we can, and advise him of Christopher's medical situation right now. He became ill 2 days before he left the Mendocino County jail and has steadily become just gotten sicker since he's been moved. He didn't have a good ride over there from the Dallas airport to the Brownwood jail. He said the officers were in excess of 97 miles an hour on the highway while he was in the back, handcuffed in the back with no seatbelt on. Having all of the stress put on him in addition to him being sick. I did advise the attorney of that we would try to get him the money as soon as we can. And he did sound like he would be really helpful, hopeful that he could do something. However, he did say that he didn't expect that Christopher would receive any kind of good care, medical care, in the Brown County jail. I know that 4 men have died previously in the Brown County jail. Don't know what it is. We want everybody to know. We just want everybody to know that we appreciate you. Thank you. We're a little nervous going into this situation in Brown County because it's not Austin, it's not Dallas, Houston,
It's not
San
Mendocino
Antonio.
County. It's not a big
It's not
city.
Amarillo, It's
a small
not,
little town. They've been doing their same thing for a long time. Nobody's ever come across. Nobody's ever challenged the way they do things. And Chris is taking the brunt of it.
District Attorney Michael Murray and then Sheriff Bobby Grubbs are just continuing these lies,
Slander.
to make Christopher look bad so that the community will say, oh, we've got to make this kid pay. I mean, he hasn't hurt anyone. He hasn't done anything to hurt anyone. You know, it's just really a lesson that they want to say, don't travel through our town. Well, we'd gladly like to resolve this and never go back to Texas again, you know. We left Texas for California 6 years ago for a different life. We could just please resolve this peacefully without further damage to my child and my grandchildren. That's what we would really like to do. What's already happening is that my son is being persecuted over
A plant. A vegetable.
well, yes,
A vegetable.
a plant, you know, something that's been demonized to the point where so many people just don't know about cannabis. So many people just don't have the facts or the truth. It's just that the lies have gone on for so long that generations are born into lies and they don't know the truth unless you seek the truth. Seek the truth. If you don't seek the truth, but the truth is out there and you can find it. And the lies really about cannabis and demonizing the cannabis plant
Only hurt everyone else. I mean, it's every day there's something else that it heals, and you know, prohibition's just going to hurt it. You know, it's just going to hurt people, and we don't want to hurt people. We want to help people.
It's frustrating and scary saying that he's a fugitive from justice. I mean, the whole thing about being a fugitive from justice, I mean, that's on the paper, you know, says one thing. It sounds so bad. I mean, fugitive, not really. I mean, yes, he missed a court date. And if he had his liaison actually working with him through these processes and explaining, or, you know, if he needed to change the court date, no one said he couldn't leave to come to California. His bail bondsman didn't say he couldn't leave to come back to California. It was nowhere stipulated in his paperwork that he could. This is his home. His home is here. Just snatched him up off the street, you know, in the middle of the night. We're only expected to be gone not even 2 weeks. You know, all of his belongings are here, his children's belongings, his whole life is here, you know. Of course he came home. But because he missed his court date, they immediately moved to triple his bond, triple it, knowing that we already didn't have the $40,000 in the beginning when they first took him off the side of the road, you know, and demanded $40,000 to get him back then, you know. And so then they tripled the bond on that, you know.
And he attempted to make contact with his liaison officer?
Repeatedly. I've attempted to contact him. My mother's attempted to contact him. Our attorney here, Donald Littmanson in California, has attempted to contact him. He has not returned phone calls. He's not returned any communications, emails, letters, nothing. We've never even met the man. So, given that, and then Michael Murray and Judge Ellis and Bobby Grubbs, who repeatedly come in the newspaper and say he's anti-American, he's a sovereign terrorist, and all of these. He doesn't believe he has to follow laws, state, local, or federal. They don't believe they have to follow laws. They're the ones that drive 97 miles an hour on the highway with the young guy who's sick in the back seat, handcuffed in the back with no seatbelt. That's not following the laws. They don't believe they have to follow any laws. And so, really, the guilty dog barks the loudest, you guys. You guys are just barking about the same things that you are doing wrong. You know? That's not what's going on here. And they're trying to turn it around and make it look like that's what's going on here. In the public, to the local news press, who printed the things that they say, to turn the tide of the public so that they can continue to do this. But the facts are the facts. He's a legitimate patient for his whole life. Maybe not a medical cannabis patient, but that is what saved his life.
Okay.